Hello, and welcome to another Vivaldi Systems Dry Cleaning software tutorial. In this advanced video, I'm going to show you how to configure your security settings using access control for your users. So first things first, let's load up Vivaldi so that we have the main menu up and running. Vivaldi has the ability to turn on various levels of access control that assigns users to those levels. The idea of it is that managers have more rights to control Vivaldi than a counterperson. So whenever a counterperson logs in, they might only be able to write a ticket, edit a ticket, or even pick up a ticket, whereas a manager has more abilities as to change prices or go to accounts receivable and many more. So in order to configure the setting, which is what we call access control, you need three things. Step 1, set up your access levels. Step 2, create your users and assign them to those access levels. And then step 3, the last step, is go into your system properties and turn on menu access control. So the first thing we're going to do is do step 1, set up the access levels. To do that, you must go to the top menu, go to Utilities, and then go down to where it says Access Control. So Utilities up here, and then Access Control. The way the Access Control menu works is at the top you have Access Levels with a drop-down list. It always defaults to General Access, and the first thing you want to do is select Access Level 1 on the drop-down list. So let's do that. You will see then, if you select different various tabs, most of the check marks are turned on, meaning that access level 1 is defined mostly towards managers. To save this, click Save Level Setting button up at the top, and then click OK. Okay, now that we checked that all the boxes are marked with a check on access level 1, it's time to move on to counterperson's level access. Normally we assign level 9 to a counterperson, so the rule is you should usually only have two types of people in a dry cleaner. Access level 1, which is your manager, and level 9, your counterpersons. Okay, now let's go to the drop-down menu, and then we could choose level access 9, which is at the bottom of the list. You will then select the items under those different tabs that only your counterperson would have access to in Vivaldi. I would recommend you to go to the Counter Access tab, the first one here, and give your counterperson access to New Tickets, Pick Up Ticket, Edit Tickets, Assign Locations, Mark Order Ready, Customer Management, and maybe End of the Day Report. On the back office, your counterperson would normally have customers and possibly cash drawer if you want them to Z out the cash drawer at the end of the day. Now let's go to the Utilities tab, and you would normally turn off all the checkboxes for counterperson, including access control, which is down here. Then click the Save Level Settings button at the top to save level 9, then click OK. And now we could save and close, which is at the bottom of the screen, and then click OK. Just a reminder, if you wish to add other levels between 2 and 8, you may do so. This will take you back to the main screen. Alright, so step number 2 is create your users and assign them to those access levels. To do that, let's go to Utilities and then User Management. It is very important to set up the level access and users before turning on access control, which I'm going to do at the end of this video, because if you don't follow these 3 steps, you might accidentally lock yourself out. So on this screen, you will then want to add your new employees and make sure that each one has a unique password. Passwords have to be different, remember that. You will then assign them to different level access using the column on the right. So your manager here, Don, would be the manager, and he would have the password 2164 and have access level 1. So just for an example, let's just add a new person. We would add a new line, give him access level 9 since he's a new counterperson. Let's just add his last name as counter, and then his first name, I don't know, Francisco. And then ID would be 123, password would be 1345. And then we just click Save. And then once you're done making all these modifications, you click Save and then Close. And this will direct you back to the main screen. Now that we've done steps 1 and 2, let's finish it off by going to the System Properties and turning on Menu Access Control. To do that, click at the center of the screen and then go to System Properties, which is right at the middle. Alright, so the third step to setting up the user logins is to determine what kind of login you want. If you would like the user to log in after every transaction, Vivaldi can do that and then ask them for a password. You would check mark the use logins after every transaction. If you want the users only to have to log in when they open Vivaldi and not to log in before every transaction, then you would turn off login. You would turn this one off, and then you would turn on with the check mark login after opening only. For this example, we're going to use login after every transaction, so let's check that one on. And then the second thing you want to do is turn on Use Menu Access Control. This will turn off and on menu buttons based on the person who's logged in. So let's check that one on, and then when you're done, click Save and Close at the bottom of the screen. So save and then close. Okay, to make sure this works, let's exit Vivaldi and then bring it back up. You will then notice that Vivaldi asks for a password, and you can log in using the manager password 2164 and then click enter. Let's click not now, and then we're back on the main menu. Then you can see that every button on the main menu is available. If you want to see how a counterperson's menu access control looks like, let's exit Vivaldi once again, bring it back up. It'll ask for the password, and I think I remember one of the passwords was 1345, and it should give access to Francisco Counter. Let's log in. And now these are the menu buttons available only for counterperson access level 9. Anytime you want to leave a station, for example, you can click at the lock button at the bottom on the right. The login window should pop up where you can walk away from your station, and the next person who walks up can type in their password. So let's type in 2164 so the manager could log in. Also, since we turn on login after every transaction, now when you click write ticket, it's going to ask you for a password as well as for every other transaction, such as pickup ticket and then edit ticket. So let's just give an example. For write a ticket, and then it's going to ask you for a password 2164, log in, and now you can make a transaction. Let's cancel this one. And then as well as for pickup. Alright, let's close this. And that is the essentials of access control. Thank you for watching, and make sure you watch the rest of our videos on our channel. Bye.